Hi there, welcome to another Team Clueless Battle Report. It's myself today, and we have Nick. We're in Nick's new house, trying out his living room to see it for size. We have our mate Andy with us as well. He hasn't played 40k in many years, so he's going to come and join in a bit of a team game today as we kind of like show him the ropes. So this mission is basically a recreation of a small part of the Battle of Armageddon. So over here you can see I've already set up 1250 points of Imperial Guard, or Atra Militarum, depending on what you like to call them. And I have to defend the table against a rampaging horde of Orks, which Nick is going to go through shortly. And then from turn 2 onwards, Andy has a force of Blood Angels, which are going to come and reinforce my lines. So I'll go through what I have in my army to start with. So down here, we're on Armageddon, we're doing Orks versus Imperium. We obviously have Commissar Yarrick. He has with him a Ogrim bodyguard using the Dead Dog rules, and he has an Imperial Guard commander there who's got the relic sword. He has 3 troop units. We have a bog standard Lasgun Imperial Guard squad manning the barricade there. We have another Imperial Guard squad up here with a grenade launcher and a autocannon. Exactly the same kitted out squad over here. Then we have a bit of artillery support. We have a Basilisk and we have a Wyvern sitting at the back of the board. We have a Lemurus tank commander over there on the flank, ready to rain fiery death down on the Orks if they dare approach. Over here we have a Hellhound with heavy flamer and flamestorm cannon, or inferno cannon, ready to zip down this flank and punish any that come there. We have a squad of 5 Balgrins in the centre here, mainly all got slab shields other than a brute shield on the skull head thing. And we have an Astropath in there who's going to cast some psychic powers to buff them up. And we have a priest to make them better in combat. And lastly, as a sacrificial line of defence at the front here, you can see cowering behind the pipes, we have a unit of 20 conscripts. They're just there to die, folks. So, let's go through Nick's army while we're here. We might as well. We'll take a wander into his kitchen. What you got, Nick?
Gazzy, as we are on Armagedden.
Gazzy is there. He's a bit small, isn't he? I think Yarrick's going to put a nice dent in him.
We have got a big mech with a nice shock attack gun.
Oh, good choice. Decent range on that.
And our other character we have brought along Boss Zagstruck.
He looks a bit harmless.
Yeah. I couldn't find my super glue's all dried out and all.
He's your only unpainted. Oh no, there's a few of them that are unpainted.
There's a few unpainted. We have got a unit of 20 shooter boys.
Nice.
With Knob Power Claw.
I recognise those. They're nicely painted, mate.
A unit of 19 shooter boys with Knob and Power Claw.
Yep.
Unit of 20 slugger chopper boys.
Okie
Knob
dokie.
Power Claw. Slugger choppers and 1 unit of shooter boys are in Bone Breaker battle wagons. So
nice. They're the ones with the rollers
they
and
do
stuff,
have
aren't
the
they?
diff rollers on. We have 2 units of 3 mega knobs that have got trucks with them.
Excellent.
We have 6 war bikes with Knob and Power Claw.
Yep.
We have brought along the Dragster.
Oh, I've painted up. Excellent. That's a great model.
So my Dragster is all along. We have got 15 Storm Boys, and there is a Knob with a Power Claw in that unit.
Excellent.
We have got 3 Death Copters with Copter Rockets.
Excellent.
And we have also brought the Dakka Jet.
Dakka. And which clan are you today?
We are Goth because of Gazzy.
Yes, because of Gazzy. And while I remember, I am playing Armageddon Steel Legion with my forces because, well, we're on Armageddon. I've never used that faction before.
Well, I remember both battle wagons have got a cannon on it.
A cannon, no problem. So this one up here is just window dressing, isn't it?
Yes.
No, that sounds good, mate. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly go over the battlefield and explain the rules. So you can see we have this lovely battlefield. It's a bit ruins at this end. Nick is going to be setting up anywhere within 9 inches of this table edge. Is it 9 inches? No, it's 12 inches you set up. But because it's got not a big table edge to set up, after he's moved all of his units set up, he can hold some in reserve and then deploy them anywhere within 9 inches at the end of his first movement phase to represent them rolling on. So we have a bit of table which is a nice bit of ruins. Then in the centre here, you'll see there is a container which has been dropped out of a plane at some point. Might contain some victory point goodies, who knows. Then we have a line of AdMech facility in the front here. And then we have an Imperial garrison at the back here, which is what I am manning. So the way this is going to work, we're going to play up to 6 rounds. If it gets to the end of the 6th battle round, the Imperials are going to win, because night will have fallen, we'll be able to sneak off in the darkness, and the Orks won't be able to find us. Something like that anyway. We win after 6. Nick is just measuring his thing. I'll point out my basilisk has at least twice that range. So, the way Nick can win, though, is he needs to get 10 victory points. For any point he gets to 10 victory points, Nick wins the game. So, how does he get victory points, I hear you ask?
How do I get my victory points?
Okay, I'm glad you asked, Nick. So, if he manages to kill Yarick or Commander Dante, who is in the Blood Angel forces that we'll go through when they arrive, he gains 1 victory point. If he kills both of the legendary commanders, though, he gains 3 victory points. If he destroys one of the bastions, he gains a victory point. If he destroys both, he gains 3 victory points. If at the end of any of his turns, he controls the glorious statue of the Imperium here, he gains a victory point. If at the end of any of his turns he controls the container, he gets to loot it, and on a 4+, he gains a victory point. If he manages to gain control of the top of this Prometheum tank here, and by the top we mean just this hexagon at the top here, number of models on there, if he has control of that at the start of his turn, he gains a victory point, and similar for around this Promethean stack over here, if he controls that at the start of his turn, he gains a victory point from that. So he's got a fair few ways of gaining victory points, but there is a couple of ways he can lose them. If, for instance, Ghazghkull is to die, he loses 2 victory points, so he really needs to keep him safe. I'd sit him at the back, Nick, like the coward that he is. And then the other thing...
truck, it goes faster.
Oh, okay. And then the other way Nick can lose victory points is if we manage to kill 5 or more Orc units during one of our turns, he then loses a victory point for that. So, there we go. Pretty simple. Get to turn 6, we win. If Nick scores 10 victory points at any point, he wins. Job's a good one. Let's see how Nick sets up. Oh, he's got water.
Orc setups and that. I've deployed most of my stuff now. Truck with meganobs in there and bikers in there, ready to get through the nice big doorway there.
What are we going to kill first?
With a Dakar jet behind them. The dragster is along the back here as well, because they're at the back. We have got a battle wagon with the shooter boys in there. Unit with 19 boys on foot. Big mech shock attack gun. Slugger chopper boys in a battle wagon there. Deathcopters there. And Gazzy's truck is there with a commander. Just that is in view there. That is me all set up, and then it's me to go first. And that is it. We'll see you after my turn. Orc turn 1. Literally just advanced everything up. So charging up the battlefield as much as I can. Both the trucks got a 6 on their advance rolls. The battle wagon's only got a 3, unfortunately. But we're still in a nice line along here. Unfortunately, couldn't get to the right into the centre. The shooting didn't particularly go very well because I did lots of advancing. But the Dakar jet took out 4 guardsmen there.
I need to do my morale check.
On camera.
Guardsmen. They're fine because they're standing near Commissar Yarick.
Damn it, I was hoping Yarick would beat one of them around the face.
Silly.
That was it really, just a Dakar jet that shot. I did do 2 wounds to one of the bastions from the shock attack gun.
To go.
So I was hoping 5 shots. I was doing strength 9.
Yeah.
Might put a couple of wounds in on it. I was attempting to for the 2d6 blast area.
Yeah, I thought so.
So, well, let's see how the Imperials get on.
Okay, so end of Imperial turn 1, and it wasn't the best of turns. So, as always is the case when playing against Ghazghkull, especially if he's controlled by Nick, the first thing you do is make sure he's walking, because he is slow as arse. So I fired my tank commander over there at the truck that Ghazghkull was in, over there. Didn't quite kill it, which was a bit annoying. I think bad dice there. I'm used to playing Catachans with my Imperial Guard, who are much more reliable at shooting stuff with big guns than the Iron Legion of Armageddon. So we've done that, failed to kill a truck, so then I had to pour other fire in. I fired an autocannon from here, an autocannon from there. I fired the heavy bolters from the top of that bastion there. In the end, I had to fire my basilisk at it as well, and finally took it out, depositing Gazzy onto his feet. Then we fired most of the rest of our fire. We will notice with our fortifications, we've got an anti-air las cannon on the top of each bastion, and we have an anti-air autocannon down there. We fired all of those at the plane and managed to deal it 2 wounds. Oh, it starts at 12.
Yeah.
Okay, managed to do it 4 wounds, not the best. Then we fired our Wyvern, our mortars behind there, and a few of the other little guns around, plus the flamers from our Hellhound down here at the bikes. Nick was rolling ungodly on the saves. He had a 5+ save. He rolled 6 of them for the last weapon that fired at them, passed 5. He lost 2 bikers to all of that conflagration. So not the best of turns for us. Luckily, the Angels of Death, the Emperor's Sons himself, will arrive next turn and save us all from the Greenskin menace.
True. That is true.
End of Orcs turn 2. And as you can tell probably by the tone of my voice, it's quite depressing.
What do you mean? It was a brilliant turn.
It didn't start too bad. I fired some cannons and stuff, and I did 6 wounds to the bastion straight away. I'm thinking, this could be a good turn. Let's fire this shock attack gun at it, and failed to do any more wounds to it. So it's down to 12. I was hoping to blow that one up this turn. I put my dragster and bikers, fired into the Hellhound, did no damage to it. Dragster attempted to charge it. It got blown up in Overwatch. The bikes have attempted to charge in it, lost all but the Power Claw in Overwatch, and the Power Claw did fail to do anything to it, and obviously took no damage back.
You have locked it in combat, though, which is actually not a bad result.
Yeah, but I almost kind of wish now that you could kill the Power Claw guy, so I could just bring the whole unit back.
Exactly.
I fired loads and loads of bits and pieces over here and took out. The conscripts are gone now.
Yep.
The front line of easy just throwaway bits has gone.
But they did their job because they forced you to deep strike further
Yes,
back.
my Storm Boys now have deep striked in, and Gazgul's obviously moved up. So I control one objective at the moment.
So that one, if you control it at the start of your next turn still, you gain a victory point. And while we remember, do you want to quickly roll this dice, Nick?
Yeah, let's see what we get. 6!
Oh, Nick is on the board with a victory point.
Hooray! That is because I have this crate.
Yep.
I did attempt to charge my battle wagon into the conscripts.
Victory
as well
points Nick has. If that dice hits 10, Nick wins the game.
Other than that, that's been it. Obviously, boys have moved up. I have got my truck back on at the start of my turn, but we're saying it can hold back to bring some units in or something possibly in it if I want it. Other than that, as I say, I've just moved up. I killed 1 guardsman as well.
You did kill a guardsman.
With my Dakar jet. Yeah, it was a very, very poor turn. And now the Blood Angels come in, so let's see what happens to there.
Okay, so it's the end of the Imperial movement phase on turn 2, and look at the beauty. The red streaks of death have arrived from the sky, and the Blood Angels are here to save us. So what is deployed and what is in the 1250-point Blood Angel army? So down here we have a squad of tactical Terminators with Cyclone, and they have a Librarian with Storm Shield behind them. He's arrived up here, and we're actually now controlling this top of this fuel storage place that Nick needs to control to get victory points. So he's now going to have to shift some Terminators. Not an easy job. Back here, we have deep struck in with a drop pod containing 2 tactical squads, each with a melter gun and combi melter inside. They are taking aim at the back of that battle wagon. Over here, the poor shock attack gun appears to have left himself a little open. A plasma-toting tactical squad containing 8 people has dropped down in that drop pod and is going to attempt to take him off the table. You can see over there, Gazgul left his backside open, and the Death Company are going to insert chainsaws into that hole. They have dropped down 9 inches away and are going to attempt to charge in. Then the rest of the Blood Angel forces have dropped down over here, reinforcing the Imperial line in front of this bastion. We have an 8-strong squad of Stern Guard with a Power Fist on the Sergeant. Then we have a Chapter Champion there with the sword and his combat shield. And we have a banner. And I've got a nicely painted banner, so I might as well go around the front to show it at least, as it looks much better from the front than the back. That's down there as well, and that is the Relic banner that gives 5+ Feel No Pain to all Blood Angels nearby. And lastly, Commander Dante himself has dropped down to lead his force of veterans in killing the Orc menace. And that is the Blood Angels' arrival, and we'll go through and see what they managed to do on their turn. Imperial turn 2, and it started really well, and then lulled, and then threatened to be really good, and then wasn't quite. So what happened first? Andy deep struck all his stuff in and did a number on things. So down here, the Melter Gun squad did their job, blew up a battle wagon. Nice. Over here, the Plasma Gun squad, bang goes a shock attack gun.
And one of the plasma gunners.
And one of the plasma gunners, because, well, you've got to overcharge. Over here, the Storm Bolters from the Terminators. They took out a few of them, but not too many. Nick rolled pretty well on his saves. We then spent a load of our firepower attempting to kill Epoxy Truck, which is now on 5 wounds. In fact, I think it's on... No, it is on 5, wasn't it? Because you made your... made his blooming ramshackle. Because we were trying to kill that to then kill the stuff inside and try and get to our 5 kills in a turn. We didn't make it. So that's when it started to go a bit wrong. Basically, when I started opening fire, I fired our 3 special anti-air guns at the aeroplane. No wounds to that. Over here, we go back to Andy's stuff. So, of course, it did really well. He fired in, and with a little bit of plinking, plonking from some of my other guns, managed to wipe out all 15 Storm Boys. Most importantly, Nick does not control that objective. So, no objective there for Nick. So, Nick is lagging well behind on objective scoring. My tanks at the back there, they helped in killing the battle wagon that got melted. But other than that, we didn't really kill anything else. The Death Company charged into Gazgul. It was glorious, wasn't it?
It was lovely.
So, 10 Death Company charged in.
Everywhere.
Managed to get in and not engage any other orcs nearby, because Nick had kind of left Gazgul standing at the back. It pays to be cowardly, doesn't it, Nick? So, Andy did all of his attacks. First round of attack, Gazgul has 8 wounds, knocked him down to 2 wounds. Gazgul then hit back, killed 4 Marines. We spent 3 command points, attacked Gazgul again. He's only got 2 wounds left. Power fists, power axes go slamming in. Gazgul remains on 2 wounds. Nick attacked us back and has murdered another 4 Space Marines, and we spent 2 command points to pass our morale automatically. So we have 2 Power Fist Death Company in combat with Gazgul down there. So he's going to have to come and engage us with other stuff unless he wants us to interrupt and kill Gazgul, or at least attempt so. So now it is the start of Nick's second turn. Let's see what he can do. Third turn.
And do you want to do dice and cameras?
Yeah. See how many units come back. So Nick gets 2 units of his choice back on the table that have already died this turn. If he rolls a 1, he gets no units. A 2 to 4, he gets 1 unit. And a 5 to 6, he gets 2. One of them has to be a troops unit. Okay, we'll be back with Nick's turn shortly.
This is the end of Orcs turn 3. My Orc biker come charging, steaming up the building, and went into the Terminators by himself because the Mega Knobs got out, but they failed their charge by an inch. I took 1 Terminator out before the bike dying to himself. I spent a lot of time shooting down at the ball rings. I took one out and shooting. I charged in and 36 wounds and did nothing to them in combat and lost loads in returning in. I didn't expect to win the combat in 1 round, but I expected to do some wounds and hopefully take 1 out. I did nothing.
Nick's daughter was rolling very well for us.
Yeah, for both sides. The Mega Knobs went in, finished the 2 Death Companies, so Gazgul stayed alive. The Battle Wagon failed a charge into the Space Marines over there, but Zagstruck did go in, but they spent the 2 command points to fight before Zagstruck got to attack and got killed before doing anything. So Zagstruck has gone as well. And I got a Battle Wagon back in this turn as well, who death rollered into the Space Marines that were there, come out of that drop pod, and they have gone. Orc boys down here consolidated around the crate. Got nothing out the crate this turn, but fired down at the 2 squads here. One's got 2 Space Marines left, the other one's got 4. That is it. It's not looking particularly good for me.
No, you need to get on top of the objectives.
I was trying to obviously charge to get on top here and hopefully get off, and could have got 1 there. Obviously, I'm back over there again. I spent my last 2 command points to get a point from here, so I'm only up to 2 points. And that's the end of halfway through the Orcs' turn, so it's not looking good at the moment.
But if you kill both Bastions and both of our commanders, you win. Because that's 6 VP.
That is true.
And that ain't impossible.
It ain't impossible. I did fire the cannon at this and I rolled a 6, followed by a 6, followed by no wounds.
You really need to get Mega Knobs into combat with these things, because that's what will kill them.
Yes. It's just the explosion that will kill everything else afterwards. So let's see how the Imperials come back.
End of Imperium turn 3, and it was a pretty good one for the brilliant boys in red and black. Okay, so what happened this turn? We fired everything, and most of the Imperial Guard fire all went into a battle wagon that was there and managed to kill it. I didn't do much else with my firing. Luckily, I've got Andy here who does much better things. So he fired his melter guns over there and took out Oh, took 8 wounds off the battle
8 wounds
wagon.
on the battle wagon, it's down to 6.
Over there, he fired his stern guard, took down 2 and a bit of the copters. His Terminators up here fired down, blew up a truck, and took out the remainder of that boys' squad that was there. And then in close combat this turn, the Bullgrins murdered the rest of the Orks that were down there, and Dante leapt on top of a Dakka jet and cut it in half with his big axe. We managed to kill 5 units in our turn, meaning Nick lost a VP. At the end of turn 3, Nick is on 1. Remember, he's trying to get to 10.
Start my turn, I will be going up to 2.
He will, yes. So that is the end of Imperium turn 3. In combat on our second turn, unfortunately.
Right, this is the end of Orks turn 4, and we've just been discussing what actually happened. So, the battle wagons came in and rolled over the Space Marines there because they couldn't get far enough to be in range of shooting a bastion with their cannons. So, we just figured kill the Space Marines at the back.
Yep.
So that's fine. That's melter weapons gone, so that protects them. Storm Boys came back in as well as the other battle wagon this turn. They failed their charge into the Terminators, but combined shooting between them, Mega Knobs and the shooters, I killed 2 Terminators. Saves were not going well there. Like everywhere else though. The Slugger Chopper boys charged into Bullgrins. There's a priest there and another guy round the back there. Killed a Bullgrin, which was good.
You really nearly killed the priest and
the priest
guy.
is on one word, yeah. I tried obviously taking down the priest and that to try and make it a bit easier. But I scored a victory point because I have the most there. Mega Knobs and Gazzy charged into Marines there. Didn't kill as many as I'd like, but killed a few, and obviously all locked in combat
The
there.
relic banner really helped with the 5-up save, saved a couple of them.
Dante's been taking some wounds. The Death Copter come storming in, fired rockets at him, charged it into combat, and done a number on him, so he's only got 2 wounds left, so looking likely to kill him. And I've gained a VP from this, so I'm up to 4 at the moment, with 2 turns left to go. Obviously I'm in combat in a lot of places, so there's not a lot to shoot.
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult turn because we've lost a lot of Space Marines now.
Yeah, now the Space Marines are
and the
reading
Imperial
out.
Guard have not been pulling their own other than the Bullgrins.
Yes.
But Yarrick is going to head for combat, I think.
I think he needs to get off his button.
Yep.
Something. Yeah.
That'll make a change.
Okay.
Right, let's see how the Imperials go.
Okay, it is end of Imperial turn 4, and it was not a bad one. So, as has been the once so far, my shooting has been abysmal. I fired a Wyvern and 3 mortars at a squad of boys and didn't kill any of them. Luckily, again, Andy's shooting was better. He fired Stormbolters from the various drop pods that are around and some Terminator Stormbolters up there. Whittled down these things that were there, the Storm Boys, and then I finished them all off with fire from my Lemon Russ, who could hit the side of a barn. Then, Andy, what did we do?
Combats.
What did we kill the battle wagon with?
That was your...
The Basilisk killed that. So the Basilisk fired, killed the battle wagon, just blew it out the sky. It was brilliant. Did really well. Then we moved on to combat. So over here we had a bit of a slap fest. The Terminators moved in to try and deal with the Mega Knobs that were harassing the Librarian. We all flailed around, nobody died. Down here, Commissar Yarrick decided the time was right and ran in with the rest of his squad. So he pulled in with the bodyguard there and some Imperial Guardsmen. Yarrick gives re-rolls against Orks for all hit rolls, so it makes everything really accurate, and we just mullered all of the stuff around here and finished off those. Over here, this is where it happened. Look at this scene. Behold the dead Ork Ghazghkull. Dante leapt from over here, straight over the drop pod, landed, I like to imagine he karate kicked Ghazghkull in the face, and while he was reeling, chopped him into 4 pieces with his axe. Ghazghkull fell on the floor. The Mega Knobs flailed around a bit, but due to the banner here giving us extra saves because it's the Blood Angel's relic, we only lost, I think, 1, maybe 2 men, and then we butchered another 2 Mega Knobs, so that fight is looking good. And because where Dante landed, he has stopped Nick from scoring a victory point for being nearest that silo at the start of his turn. So, brilliant all round. Killing Ghazghkull also lost Nick 2 victory points, so Nick is down to 2 and only has 2 turns left.
Working it out, I might concede there because I'm trying to think of what I could. I'm only bringing 1 unit on as extra.
We're bringing this live to you on camera. Nick has decided that he might concede.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking, Battle Wagon can fire that. At best, it does.
Yeah, so let's remind ourselves how Nick scores. So he's on 2. He's likely to gain 1 from this because he can bring his Storm Boys on or move forwards. He might gain 1 from that. That'll put him at 4. If he manages to kill Dante, that will put him at 5. If he kills Yarrick, that's looking unlikely. That would
bodyguard for taking
exactly,
first.
yeah, to soak the wounds. So it's unlikely. So you're at 5. If you kill one of those, you'll be at 6. If you kill both, you'll be at 7, 8. Yeah, it's looking unlikely.
Yeah, you got. I'm just thinking because I'm only bringing 1 unit in this turn.
Yeah,
that's the difference. Bringing in 2.
Yep. Even though they're starting quite far up the board now.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was looking. It's 24 inches, so I could bring another battle wagon on. It's in range. I could have 2. I could have a couple of shots, and there's a chance of destroying. That best.
Not the best chance because
No.
Orks aren't the best shots. It's so random.
No, I mean I would be tempted by the dragster, and if that got on and that fired at that, that's got a good chance as well. Because it's got 2 shots, definitely.
But it wouldn't be able to fire it at this round because it can't advance.
But it would move on. It comes on 9 inches plus another 12. It's 24 inches.
What's the range of its guns?
24.
So 48's not going to be in range, I don't think. Nope.
No. So it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
So it would have to be that. So you'd have to be battle wagon. So there's a chance of killing that. That means I would have to end up leaving that. So you would consolidate round it.
Yep. Stop you getting there.
I'd have to bring 2 units on my last turn to try and get a point from there. Hope I get a point from there. These guys up here would just have to try and
win against that.
Yeah,
so up there, isn't it?
Yeah. The Mega Knob.
He's going to die. He's going
to die. Obviously, I get to do some damage.
Yeah, you might kill Dante. Dante's got 2 wounds left.
Yeah, so I would do my attacks against Dante. But I don't. I think you killed too much in that round.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think actually turn 2 is pivotal. I think leaving the shock attack open to be deep struck and us getting in behind Gazgal and doing such a number on him with the Death Company.
Yeah, I should have surrounded the Mega Knobs around him.
Yeah.
And then you would have had the Mega Knobs.
Yeah.
It might change the decision.
I think that was the key turn.
Yeah.
So are we calling it there, gentlemen?
I would say call it there.
Okay, the Imperials have managed to hold out for victory on Armageddon with Yarrick and Dante still alive. And,
just about.
And Gazgal, well, he may look dead, but I suspect he'll be back for Nick's next game.
As long as we're playing 235 points or more.
Yep. Okay, so we'll just have a little chat about how the game went and stuff. So we discussed where we think the turning point was. Obviously, with games like this, it's a narrative mission and it's designed to be asymmetrical. So Andy and I had very different victory goals to Nick, and it's quite hard to balance in my head.
It's very hard to balance, but it did balance. It's just that it took too long.
Yeah,
and
I think that's where the balance was. I think I should have somehow made, but it doesn't seem right that all the Orks should appear midway. But something about maybe getting more coming in or something to make it feel a bit more pressured, which was the idea of the reinforcements.
Yeah.
But I think because they weren't getting forward enough, it wasn't really doing a lot.
Supply.
Yeah.
No, once the stuff.
The
that
Storm
was
Boys
up
they were a really good unit because they were recycling, coming back on every
turn. That was the idea, and that's why I asked about what units were coming in. So I knew I'd take the Storm Boys. I knew Zagstruck was going to end up dying, but I had a power on the Storm Boys.
Yeah.
The trouble is the Storm Boys weren't powerful enough to take on the Bastion.
No. And
so
it was.
they could come in and
I think they'd have been okay at the Bastion.
They couldn't get close
They
enough.
couldn't kill the bloody Bulgrins. These things were immense. They took like 3 charges and just stood there.
Yeah, if the power claws actually did some damage.
I think that's one of the key things today. You've failed with all your power claws.
Yes.
Hitting on 4's not quite enough, was it?
No, I mean power claws failed a lot. If I cleared a bit there, or could get even the power claw on the Storm Boy.
I think if you'd have got any of your big units into the Bastions, they've only got 3 up saves. They'll go down to weight and numbers.
Oh yeah. So the shock attack and the 2 shots he had.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, the only thing I forgot about is when you did kill him, I should have spent the 2 command points to have a last shot with him.
Possibly, yeah.
At that, I could have done some more damage to it, and you never know, it could have died.
Yeah. I enjoyed the flavour of the mission though, and I think the battlefield looks really cool.
Yes.
Something to say for, we've both got more or less fully painted armies and fully painted terrain on a nice map. I think it looks really pretty.
And I think next time, don't hide your tank behind a building and forget it's there.
Yeah, this poor guy down here, he was still shell-shocked from being in combat. Should have moved out. Okie dokie, well, thanks for watching everybody. Thanks for the game, guys.
Cheers, see you later.
We shall see you soon.